So let's get on to the next topic now. But just there is one thing that please do not start watching these lectures abruptly. Watch them in succession right from video number 1. Alright, so let's get on to the topic, which is monetary fiscal policy combination. This is not a new topic but a continuation of what we have already studied. Basically here what the author has tried to explain is one thing, that if let's say government has reduced the level of taxes in the economy and then we know IS curve would shift rightwards. Why would it shift rightward? That is something that we already know. So when it shifts rightwards, then what's going to happen? Interest rate would go up, income would definitely go up, but not to the extent of here. That is not from 0 to y1, but only to somewhere over here. That is right here. Why? Because interest rate goes up and that makes investment comes down, and that's how crowding out happens. This is something that we have already studied. What's the new thing now? Herein, if government somehow combines the monetary policy with the fiscal policy, then we might be able to prevent this crowding out thing. How? Let's say government increases the money supply in the economy. So LM curve shifts rightward. That's what has happened here. LM curve is M01 here, and then M1 is the new supply, and that's how it got shifted rightwards, and that's how new rate of interest is R0. So effectively what has happened, that the initial rate of interest that has gone up because of the increased income, because the transaction balance had gone up because of increased income, and we needed to increase the rate of interest to reduce the speculative balance so that the money market could be in equilibrium again. But now we do not need to go for that, because government has done is one, it has allowed RBI to infuse more money. So money injected into the economy, LM shift rightwards, new interest rate stays at R0, and that's how speculative balance would increase. So transaction balance gone up, speculative balance gone up, but so is the supply. So we really do not need to worry for the fiscal, for the crowding impact here. So अभी हमने क्या पढ़ा? बहुत सिंपल सा चीज़ पढ़ा. जैसे ही टैक्स कम होगा, IS कर्व राइटवर्ड शिफ्ट होगी और इससे क्राउडिंग आउट होने का चांसेस रहेगा, बिकॉज इंटरेस्ट रेट ऊपर जा रहा है. लेकिन गवर्नमेंट मनी इन्फ्यूज़ करेगा इकॉनमी में, तो LM कर्व राइटवर्ड शिफ्ट होगा और इंटरेस्ट रेट ओरिजिनल लेवल पे ही रहेगी, तो इससे कोई भी क्राउडिंग आउट नहीं होगा. एंड दिस इज़ व्हाट ऑथर इज ट्राइंग टू एक्सप्लेन हियर, दैट इफ गवर्नमेंट कंबाइंस monetary as well as fiscal policy, then we can prevent this crowding out from happening. But the problem is, although it's not been written over here, but we must be knowing that this is not how actually things work out. Government do not have any fair bit of idea how much exactly is the need for injection of supply of money into the economy. कितना पता चलेगा कि अभी इधर से इधर ही लेके जाना है, हो सकता है हम इधर से और ज़्यादा नीचे ले जाएं तो इंटरेस्ट रेट तो और भी कम हो जाएगा, and that's gonna make economy going towards depression. That's it. So let's just not deviate. What we have studied is absolutely simple. Moving on to the new topic, which is the relative effectiveness of monetary and fiscal policy. This is really, really important, and it's really simple if and only if we know what all are the factors that determine the slope of the IS LM curve and what all are the factors that make them shift. First of all, it's the monetary policy effects and the slope of the IS schedule. Alright, so herein we are talking about slope of the IS schedule. So just to keep things simple, draw the LM curve as given. That means do not change the slope of the LM curve. हमको एग्जाम भी निकालना है, तो एग्जाम में हम कैसा फटाफट से बना पाएंगे? तो पहला तो थंब रूल यही है, whenever we are to talk about the effects of any policy, fiscal policy, monetary policy with regard to slope of the IS schedule, so make the LM schedule like this. No, neither very steeper nor very flatter, just like this, and its slope is not getting changed, it stays constant. LM is like this here, and like this here. We are to emphasize upon the slope of the IS schedule here. So let's say in case number 1, we are having very, very steeper IS curve. Why exactly is it steeper? We know why is it, because interest elasticity of investment is not very high. That's make it steeper. And this should be at the tips of our fingers. We are to talk about the monetary policy effect now. Monetary policy effect means LM curve gonna either shift rightwards or leftwards. Let's say we are injecting money into the economy, so that's how LM curve will be shifted rightward. That's what exactly has happened. So the infusion of money into the economy is to a certain extent, let's say from here to here. So the shift of LM curve, the width stays constant. Same extent here, same extent here, same extent here. But its impact's gonna be different because we are having different slope of the IS curve now. So let's not complicate the thing. Let's just focus on one picture here, that is here. So here we have steeper IS curve. That's how we have drawn it, steeper one, and given LM curve, that is LM0. And that's how equilibrium rate of interest turns out to be R0, income turns out to be Y1, and we are at point number this. Alright, infusion of money into the economy, it shifted rightwards, that's here. Now what's gonna happen? Now as we can clearly see in the picture, theoretically what has happened is interest rate has gone down, income has gone up, but how and why? Point number one is very simple. Money supply in the economy has gone up. So money supply exceeds money demand. This would put downward pressure onto the rate of interest. The moment there is reduction in the rate of interest, what will happen? Speculative demand for money in the economy would go up. That's how money market would again be in the equilibrium. But what about the goods market? So herein, because of fall in the rate of interest, investment would be boosted. But because investment is not very sensitive to the changes in the rate of interest, so slight increase in investment would happen. So because of slight increase in investment, the income also, equilibrium level of income in the economy would not increase to a greater extent. The increment would be only from from Y0 to Y1. It's a tiny one. So this is point number one. Steeper the IS curve would be, lesser would be the extent of increase in the equilibrium level of income in the economy. That's it. Now if the IS curve is flatter, that simply means जो crux है इस पूरी सारी राम कथा का वो यही है कि जितना ज़्यादा responsiveness होगा investment towards the rate of interest, उतना ज़्यादा aggregate demand बढ़ेगा या कम होगा, उतना ज़्यादा equilibrium income बढ़ेगा या कम होगा. Here it's not very sensitive to the changes in the rate of interest. That's how we're not seeing much of a difference in the equilibrium income here. The increment is just a tiny one from Y0 to Y1. But here in the picture number second, where IS is really steeper, the income has gone up tremendously from Y0 to Y1. Why? Because the moment interest rate comes down, investment gets boosted, investment demand in the economy increases exponentially. Just to make things simple, because we have to talk in a relative sense, so investment demand increases exponentially, and that's how income also increases to a very good level. This is point number second. Let's say IS curve is inelastic, it's vertical. It simply means that investment demand has nothing to do with the rate of interest. No matter what the rate of interest is, investment demand is not gonna get changed. Now how will we re-equilibrate the market? Because we know either way money supply in the economy has gone up. So money supply increases money demand, this would put downward pressure into the rate of interest. Interest rate has gone down. That's how speculative balance in the economy would increase. So money demand would be equal to money supply, but because of reduction in the rate of interest, nothing's gonna happen to investment. So IS curve gonna not be showing any impact onto the equilibrium level of income. कुछ भी हो जाए हमको बस यही IS रहेगा और पूरा जो adjustment होगा वो speculative balance ही कर लेगा. Transaction balance not gonna come into picture because investment demand is absolutely insensitive to the interest rate. So no matter what sort of money you are infusing into the economy, there's gonna be one change, that is speculative balance gonna get adjusted to re-equilibrate the money market, and there's gonna be nothing of a what. So alright, so we were at vertical IS schedule. I really am sorry for deviating. So alright, so crux समझना है हमें बस इस चीज़ का. And what is the crux? Crux is investment need to be responsive to the changes in the rate of interest. अगर investment responsive होगी तभी aggregate demand change होगा और income change होगी. अगर responsive नहीं है तो income पे ज़्यादा impact नहीं होगा. And this is what's been shown here in terms of steepness of the IS schedule. Steeper the IS, not much of an impact onto the income. Flatter the IS curve, high impact onto the income. Vertical IS curve, absolutely inelastic IS curve, no impact onto the income. That's it. If you haven't gotten over it, I would urge you to please read the Freyon on your own. It's really simple. And still, if you are not being able to comprehend it, please let me know in the comment section. I'll try to explain it once again. Moving on to the next point, which is fiscal policy effectiveness and the slope of the IS schedule. Again, very simple. This is simple because we have already dealt with the basics. We are just looking at the application part right now. So it would be making absolute sense if we are thorough with the concepts such as why are they steeper, why are they flatter, and things like that, and abruptly watching it would absolutely be making no sense. So let's just not deviate. And where we are at the fiscal policy effects and the slope of the IS schedule. Now here we are to talk about the slope of the IS schedule, बट फिजिकल पॉलिसी तो वो चीज़ सेम रहेगा. एलएम को आप ऐसे ही ड्रॉ कर लो, बिल्कुल एक जैसा शेप. इधर भी एलएम इज़ लाइक दिस, एलएम इज़ लाइक दिस, एंड एलएम इज़ लाइक दिस. नथिंग गोना हैपन to the shape of the LM curve per se. Now let's say IS curve in first instance is quite steeper, and here we are talking about fiscal policy. It means government's gonna do something. Government can either reduce the taxes, increase the taxes, or inject the money in terms of incurring the expenditure, and this is how government gonna intervene in the market. So let's just say government expenditure has gone up in the economy, which is autonomous, which is gonna shift the IS curve towards the right side, and this is what has happened. But because we know the moment income in the economy goes up, so government expenditure is a part of the aggregate demand gets affected into aggregate supply, which is nothing but income. But increase in income means increase in the transaction balance of the money demand. So money demand exceeds money supply. This is going to put upward pressure into the rate of interest. So when this happen, what's going to happen? Money market would again be coming to the equilibrium because speculative balance will fall. We are not concerned about money market here. But because of the increase in the rate of interest, now crowding out would happen, because private entrepreneurs, they would not be willing to undertake investment at such a high rate of interest. Just because government incurred expenditure, that's how it put upward pressure into the rate of interest, and that's how crowding out happened, and that's how effectively aggregate demand has not gone up to its original extent. So income has not gone up all the way from here to here, rather it has gone up from here till here only. That's it. So crowding out has happened. But there's just one point here, that IS curve is steeper. That means interest or investment demand is not very responsive to changes in the rate of interest. It means for investment to decline, rate of interest has to go really, really high. This is very, very important. The steeper the IS curve would be, lesser would be the crowding out, because investments gonna be needing to, interest rates gonna be needing to go very, very high, then only investment would fall. So यही चीज़ हमने देखा है. So we'll be making it more clear by understanding point number 2, that is second picture here. So let's just focus on point number 2, that is picture number 2. So here nothing has changed except the shape of the IS curve. The extent of government expenditure is the same. The width from here to here and from here to here is the same. But we can clearly see in case number 1, income has fallen, the crowding out has happened a tiny amount. It's almost negligible. But in case number 2, almost crowding out has happened to the extent from here till here. So income has gone up to a very, very negligible level. Why? Because investment demand is very, very responsive to the changes in the rate of interest. Alright, the moment income goes up, transaction balance goes up, demand exceeds money supply, upward pressure in the rate of interest, and that's how speculative balance would again be equal to would fall, and money demand would be in equilibrium. What about the goods market? Because in rate of interest has gone up and investment is highly, highly responsive to the changes in the rate of interest, so investment demand is going to decline exponentially. So there will be huge crowding out, and that's how we can see income has fallen all the way from here till here. So original increase in income to a very, very tiny extent. That's it. Let's say IS curve is vertical, then it's absolutely good situation if we are talking about the fiscal policy, because there's going to be no crowding out at all. No matter what the level of rate of interest in the economy is, entrepreneurs are not concerned with this thing, because investment is not dependent upon the rate of interest. This is how it is. Fiscal policy talking about here, government injects expenditure, and that's how income goes up from here to here. Transaction demand for money goes up, demand exceeds money supply, interest rate in the economy would go up. That's how speculative balance would come down, and that's how money market would again be in the equilibrium. But what about the goods market? Since investment is not dependent upon the rate of interest, so nothing's going to happen to investment. And what all's been done is government expenditure has gone up. So the entire increase in government expenditure combined with the multiplier would be getting affected into the economy by in terms of increase in the equilibrium level of income. That's what actually has happened over here. So vertical IS schedule, no crowding out. Why? Because investment is absolutely unresponsive, it is inelastic to interest rate. That's it. So I think this much is enough. If you haven't gotten over it, please read the Froyen on your own and try watching it again. Let's get on to the next one. Policy effectiveness and the slope of the LM schedule. Here we're talking about the fiscal policy and the LM schedule. Fiscal policy means government sector. We're talking about either increase or decrease in taxes or increase or decrease in the G, that is government expenditure, plus the slope of the LM schedule. So herein we are to keep the slope of the IS schedule as given. So because we are to specially focus on slope of the LM schedule here, तो IS को तो ऐसा ही बना लेते हैं, एक जैसा ही, इधर भी सेम जैसा, इधर भी सेम, इधर भी सेम. There is no change of a slope in IS curve here. एग्जाम में इतना टाइम होता नहीं है, थोड़ा सा रट्टा लगाना या समझने के लिए बस चीज़ों को ध्यान में रखिए. Moment we are to emphasize upon the slope of the LM curve, so take the slope of IS curve as given and draw it like this, here, here, here. That's it. Now focus on the shape of the LM curve. In case number 1, it's really flatter. So what's going to happen? We are talk about the fiscal policy here. Fiscal policy mean, let's assume government expenditure component has gone up. So IS curve would shift rightwards. That's it. Now what will happen? The moment IS curve shift rightwards, technically or theoretically from the diagram itself, we can see income has gone up and interest rate too has gone up. So let's get on to the how and why part here. Because income has gone up, so this would lead to what? Lead to increase in the transaction balance. So money supply has not been changed. With the given money supply, increase in the transaction balance means money demand exceeds money supply, and this would put upward pressure into rate of interest. But because LM curve is very flatter, it means it is the money demand speculative balance particularly is very responsive to changes in the rate of interest. A slight increase in rate of interest, speculative balance gonna come down. So money market would again be the equilibrium. This is what we mean by flatter LM curve. तो बस crux याद रखना है, flatter LM means money demand speculative balance is highly responsive to changes in the rate of interest. जरा सा increase होगा interest rate में, speculative balance जो है वो कम हो जाएगा. That's how again money market would be in equilibrium. And because of a slight increase in the rate of interest, we really are seeing any sort of crowding out here, no matter what the IS curve slope is. Because interest rate has gone up, that means interest rate has gone up because of government intervention. Please bear this in mind. We are to talk about crowding out only when government as a sector is involved, not when the monetary policy talking about. तो government ने अभी money जो भी expenditure inject किया उसकी वजह से rate of interest बढ़ गया, it means crowding out would happen. But because rate of interest has not gone to a very high level because of LM being very flatter, so crowding out itna nahi hoga, and this is what we are seeing here. Income has almost gone up to the full extent of increase in the G combined with the multiplier, which is not the case in this particular case when the steeper LM curve we are to see. Alright, so here LM curve is very steeper. With the given increase in the government expenditure, IS curve would shift here. Now the extent or the level of government expenditure is the same here and here. So this width is the same, but its impact onto the equilibrium level is different, because right now we are talking about the LM which is steeper. That simply means when income goes up, transaction balance goes up. That means money demand exceeds money supply. That's gonna put upward pressure into rate of interest. But because LM curve is steeper, because speculative balance is not very responsive to changes in the rate of interest, so we need to increase rate of interest all the way up from R0 to R1. It's a huge width here. So here in obviously money demand again would be equal to money supply, speculative balance would come down, and that's how money market would be in equilibrium. But because of this much increase in rate of interest, there would be huge crowding out. Now investment demand in the economy would go down and crowding out would happen, and that's how increase in the equilibrium income would not be from here till here, but only from here till here, that minuscule one, y0 to y1. So the steeper the LM is, that means more would be the increase in the rate of investment. That's going to have adverse impact onto the interest rate induced investment, that is private investment, and that's going to have crowding out happen. Let's say the case number 3, which is vertical LM schedule. Here there's gonna be only one level of equilibrium income. Why? Because of one reason, that the moment government expenditure increases, IS curve shift rightwards, transaction balance goes up. Transaction balance, that means money demand. Money demand exceeds money supply. It's gonna put upward pressure into rate of interest. Now what's gonna happen? Because LM curve is vertical, it means speculative balance is absolutely insensitive to changes in the rate of interest. It means no matter what the level of interest rate in the economy is, there's gonna be no changes in the speculative balance. So how to re-equilibrate the money market? There is just one way, that is to restore the transaction balance to its original level. And how can we restore the transaction balance to its original level? By making sure that the level of income falls to its original level. अभी speculative balance नहीं adjust होगा, हमको transaction balance को ही उसका original पे लाना होगा. और because transaction balance is dependent upon level of income in the economy, and either way level of income might have gone up, but now because interest rate has gone up and that's how entire thing comes into picture, हमको income original level पे आएगी, तभी transaction balance भी original level पे आएगा, and that's how we'll be seeing only one level of equilibrium level of income in the economy, that is Y0, Y1. That's it. So the moment RLM is vertical, that means money supply demand speculative balance is absolutely insensitive to change in the rate of interest. There's going to be one level of equilibrium income, that is original, that is Y1. That's it. So entire 100% crowding out would happen. So let's talk about monetary policy effects and the slope of the LM schedule. All right, so we are to talk about the slope of the LM schedule. तो IS कर्व का स्लोप तो पहले सिंपल बना लेते हैं, एक जैसा IS इधर भी ऐसा, इधर भी ऐसा और इधर भी ऐसा. अभी let's focus on the LM curve slope, and we are to talk about the monetary policy. It means we'll be infusing money into the system. Let's focus on diagram number B first. So here LM curve is steeper. What does it mean? It means speculative balance or money demand component is not very responsive to changes in the rate of interest. All right, so here let's say RBI infused money to this extent from here to here. LM shift rightwards from here till here. Now what's going to happen? With the given rate of interest, money supply exceeds money demand. It's going to put downward pressure into the rate of interest. Interest rate has fallen from R0 to R1. Why exactly to this much extent only? Because LM curve is not very responsive. LM curve is steeper. Speculative balance is not very responsive to changes in the rate of interest. So interest has to come down to a considerable level from R0 till R1, then and then only speculative balance will increase, because it's not very responsive to changes in the rate of interest. So if interest rate is to fall all the way down from R0 to R1, it's gonna give boost to the investment demand in the economy, and that's how income gonna go up from Y0 to Y1, which is not the case in case number 1, because here we are drawing a flatter LM curve. It means in money demand is very responsive to changes in the rate of interest. Moment money supply increases, definitely it's gonna put downward pressure in rate of interest, but because money demand is very responsive, slight fall in rate of interest gonna re-equilibrate the money market. And because interest rate has not fallen to a considerable level, it's not gonna give very high push to the investment demand in the economy, and that's how we'll be seeing increase in income is definitely there, but not to the level which we saw in case number B when the LM curve was steeper. That's it. Let's get on to the third case, which is the vertical LM schedule. Now here, no matter what the level of interest rate in the economy is, money demand's not gonna get impacted just because of changes in the rate of interest. This is what we mean by vertical LM curve. So the moment money supply increases money demand, when money supply gets infused into the economy by the RBI, so what's going to happen? Given rate of interest, money supply exceeds money demand. It's going to put downward pressure into the rate of interest. It's so obvious, but it's not going to lead to any increase in the speculative balance, because speculative balance is absolutely insensitive to changes in the rate of interest. This is what we mean by a vertical LM curve. Now how to re-equilibrate the money market now, because either way money supply has gone up. So in order to bring back the equilibrium in the money market, we need to increase the income all the way up from Y0 to Y1. The moment income goes till Y1, transaction balance component of the money demand would increase, and that's how in all money demand would be equal to money supply. Just because speculative balance is not coming into picture here, तो हमको बस income को ही सब ज़्यादा लेके जाना है ताकि transaction balance बढ़ जाए और हमारा money supply के बराबर हो जाए वो. This is what we mean by this. So this is how entire increase in money supply is getting transformed into increase in the equilibrium level of income in the economy. Although the entire process is like this, interest rate has gone down, investment demand would increase and aggregate demand would increase, and that's how income would increase. But basically money market equilibrium would be through the increase in the transaction balance and not because of the speculative balance. Speculative का तो नाम भी नहीं लेना इधर, because we are assuming a vertical LM schedule. So that is it. We are done with this chapter. Read the conclusion on your own. It was really simple. Thank you so much for watching and goodbye.